I'm going to talk to you about a tool that's been really a game changer for me in terms of how I connect with others and how I discover how I serve. And we, as a church, have really found it's a great way for you to connect as a small group, in a ministry area, as a family, and maybe for you as you discover clarity about where you can serve in your church and maybe how you could connect as a small group. This tool is called the Working Genius. The Working Genius tool was developed by Patrick Lencioni and the Table Group, and they've allowed us to be able to share it with you about how this applies to you in your church context. Now, it's called the Working Genius, and the reason it's called Working Genius is the first thing that God gives us to do is work. All the way back in the beginning of Genesis, God gives work to human beings. He gives us the ability to contribute, to create, to serve. It's part of what we are put on the planet to do. So whether you're using this to connect with a small group, discover where you might serve in your career, or how you fit in as a church, I think it's going to be a game changer. The Working Genius assumes that there are 6 stages of work. Of anything that you do, whatever you're creating, there are 6 phases. Whether you are planting a church or planting a garden, whether you're planning an event or planning your family vacation, okay? Whether you're building a ministry or building a house, there are 6 different stages that you will work through. And here's what's so cool. God has uniquely equipped you to do 2 of those really, really, really well. So, here are the 6 stages of work. All work starts with wonder. Anything that you're creating starts with a big question. And people with the genius of wonder ask things like, I wonder why this exists. They respond to an environment and help create the right question for us to move forward with. Now, as you'll see, the 6 working types of geniuses are all like gears that interact with one another. They're not isolated from each other. In fact, they need each other to move things forward. So we move from wonder into invention. People with the gift of invention respond to a question and imagine, how might we do something? They dream up new ideas. They love a whiteboard. They love coming up with the new ways that you might consider a ministry, the new ways you might consider serving together, perhaps in a family, the new way you might consider doing even a family vacation or connecting with one another. But then, not all ideas are good ideas, and so somebody with the gift or genius of discernment helps discover which of those ideas are best, which one we should say yes to or no to. Somebody with the working genius of discernment helps us be able to decide this direction or this direction. But it doesn't stop there. Then somebody with the working genius of galvanizing comes along and says, let's get some people on board. Let's woo a crowd to be able to help move in this direction. Galvanizers bring energy, clarity, and focus to an idea. But if you've ever been a galvanizer or seen somebody on stage, you know that it doesn't stop there. No, we need people with the gift of enablement who then come alongside and know, how can we help? People with the genius of enablement already intuitively know how to help somebody who is galvanizing an idea and help it take steps forward. And then finally, we need people with the genius of tenacity. The genius of tenacity helps us be able to finish things. People with the genius of tenacity love to-do lists and checklists, and they love moving things across the finish line. So there it is, the 6 stages of work of anything that you're doing. And you are uniquely designed to contribute in 2 of those things better than other people can. We move from wonder to invention to discernment into galvanizing, enablement, and tenacity. And we need you. Your group needs you. Your ministry area needs you. Your family and your neighborhood, they need you to be able to discover your genius. Because here's the question at the end of all this. What kind of preschool volunteer is best? Well, what kind of genius do you need to be able to be a small group leader? What kind of genius would you need to lead a high school student or to be a pastor or to serve in the community? And the answer is, what kind of genius is best? What kind of leader is best? A self-aware leader. The leader who shows up, knowing who they are and knowing how God has uniquely designed them to contribute to what we are creating. Oh, that's the kind of leader that's best. That's the kind of pastor that's best. That's the best kind of small group member. So I hope that you will lean in and discover your God-given genius. And then I hope you will show up in a ministry area, to a church, and small group, knowing God has put you on the planet to make a difference.